Hello and welcome to Channels Book Club. My name is Olakunle Kasumo. Very happy to be back on the show today. We're looking at a book titled Dream and Achieve. Dream and Achieve. Discover and express your passion in your lifetime. This book was written by Kola Olutimehin. I was inspired reading this book. Let me read to you just a little bit. This is an inner view or illusion. He's trying to describe what a dream is. It's not what you have when you go to bed at night and then, those things you see and hear while you are sleeping. That's another kind of dream. Now, this is the kind of dream that gets you running, that gets you inspired, that gets you moving, and gets you achieving great things in life. The kind of dream we ask our children and our young ones to have. But really, in reality, it's a kind of thing that all of us should have, no matter how old we are. Everybody should dream and keep dreaming until we breathe our last breath in this world. So, what is a dream? This is an inner view or illusion, which, although is not held in reality, can be translated into reality by aligning your belief system to agree with and affirm this inner view. As a result, the illusion can become real. So that thing we see in our minds can actually become real. That's what this book is about. So you can imagine, how inspired I was reading this. Our guest author will talk more about it when it comes on. But let's get to meet with him and then hear more about how to dream and achieve. Enjoy this.
Kola Olutimehin is an entrepreneur, trainer, and consultant with over 2 decades of experiences cutting across oil and gas, insurance, media, and banking industries. He is also director of an international Lean Six Sigma Institute. Olutimehin has written several books, including The Nigerian Dream, and the book in focus today, Dream and Achieve, is a manual for discovering and expressing one's passion in life.
Kola, nice to have you on Channels Book Club.
Thank you. It's really good to see you again.
Great to have you here. Great to
you.
have you. Dream and achieve. I can see that you are still very busy churning out inspiring works. And you've been doing this for so many years now.
Yes.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
How has it been?
Well, it's been a challenge. Like I say, whenever you dream, it's never a stroll in the park.
Yeah.
It comes with a lot of hard work and
yeah.
disappointments and getting up again and going.
Great. Very inspiring. Thank you. Dream and achieve. Discover and express your passion in your lifetime.
Absolutely.
You've connected dreaming and achieving in this book. To achieve great things,
yes,
you have to dream. Is that your message here?
It is my message. And I can say to people, when people do have a dream of big things, whether consciously or subconsciously or unconsciously, if you've dreamt it, you can achieve it if you just believe it. And I like to say that God never gives us dreams to tease our desires, is to challenge us to see, can we dare to believe it, and then move towards working to achieve it.
This is very powerful. It's a very powerful concept. I would like you to speak more about this and what you've written here. Every human being, you wrote, and I believe that is true from observation, has the capacity to dream.
Yes.
Every human being dreams at one time or another. Isn't that true?
Absolutely. Everybody can see what they would like to become. Again, like I said, whether you've thought about it while thinking conscious, can I be better? Or subconsciously when it just hits you while maybe you're asleep. Everybody has that capacity to think of better state for themselves.
I would like you to explain that, because you wrote in your book that there are 2 types of dreams, the conscious ones and then the subconscious ones, the ones that you get maybe when you're sleeping, and the ones that you actually think of. But I would like you to explain, what is a dream actually? when you say dream and achieve, dream, what is a dream? What does it mean to dream?
Well, dreaming is what I've referred to. It's an illusion. It's something that you conjure in your mind, and it's going on in your.
It's a picture.
Yes, a picture. You can make it into a picture. It's something you've thought of and saying, oh, someday maybe I could begin to create shoes. Like, for instance, the sandals I've got, it's something that someone made in Nigeria, and say, oh, someday, and then you begin to think. So it's there, but it has not become real until you do something about it.
It's a picture of the future.
It's a picture of the future.
It hasn't happened yet. You've not grasped it yet, but
Yes.
you can see it in your mind.
Absolutely. It's something you can see.
Interesting. Now, you wrote here, let me read something you wrote here. Maybe this will also further help to tease viewers. Chapter in page 8 here. Most people have childhood dreams.
Absolutely.
True?
Yes, very true.
However, since the child has no power of his own to nurture the dream, it soon fades into oblivion, especially when he or she begins to contend with the hard reality and slips of life. This struck me so hard when I read it. A lot of people dream when they are kids.
Yeah.
But as time goes on, many of those dreams die because of the hard realities of life.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
You know, as we grow up as children, we have so many things that we think we can become. We look at our heroes and say, oh, I'm going to be like that person one day or something. Then we're forced into this educational system whereby we have been told the lie that go to school, and when you get to a certain position, you will get a job and you'll be like this. Now, it's not strictly a lie, but it's what you do with it that makes it a lie. Because when they were preaching this to our father's generation in the 1920s, 30s, or before that, what happened at that time was that their generation, they looked at the white man who was prevalent in Nigeria, for example, and they would say, I want my child to be like that person. So when they looked at it and say, want my child to be like that person, said, go to the white man's school. So they sent their children to the white man's school because you will get a job like them. And it would so happen that by the time we came into the independence, the white man was leaving, so opportunities galore came for them. So our father's generation began to preach the same thing to us because they experienced it. However, it expired in the 70s into 80s. And so if we are going on in that way, the dreams that we have, we suddenly find out that, hey, the challenge we now have is to put food on the table. So it's a case of go away, and all your family members will be saying, just leave all of those things away. The realities of life are the things you need to face. But the challenge is you need to understand this. Face the realities of life, but never give up on the dreams.
Never give up on the dreams.
Yes.
Society also, and I saw that in your book in subtle, different ways, you know. But from observation, society also impacts on dreams.
Oh, absolutely.
Some societies are dream killers.
Yes.
And some societies are dream boosters.
Yeah.
How do you interpret that with regards to the way children in environments like Nigeria have dreams, and then with time,
you know, society, and you're very right, some societies help to enable it. And that's the society where I say you've got the dream drivers prevalent. One of the things that we have, for example, not had in Nigeria, and I actually also talk about it in my other book, The Nigerian Dream, is we do not have the dream drivers in the society. We have so many inspirational people, but the dream drivers, those who will help you drive your dream, we don't have it. So if we had the dream drivers in this society, society has no power over it. Because then the dream drivers will help you to understand that, look at the country, for example. There is a lot of lack, there's a lot of need, and some people need to supply it. We don't have to wait for someone from an overseas country to tell us our needs. We don't have people to tell us our problems. So if we do have the dream drivers, it can be possible. It can be made possible. And that's the really, really key.
What are the dream drivers that we lack in Nigeria?
We lack the people who would say, in spite of the inactivity or irresponsibility in governance, we can do some things. We take, for example, and I hate to make this political or anything, but recent news is about the Twitter issue of things. But what does happen is, hey, some people are finding other ways to get it done. So my thing is this. I'm not advocating for laws to be broken, no. But should there be a law, is there a way around whatever it is that you want to do? You just got to keep your thinking. You just got to keep your thinking caps on and never tire. Henry Ford said, "Thinking is one of the most difficult jobs that there are."
Okay. Now, I'll ask you which one you prefer us to dig into. Okay. So you've got here where you talk about vision killers.
Yeah.
And then you've got another place where you talk about different types of fear. Yeah, and how fear can stop one.
Absolutely.
You know, if you have a dream, how fear can kill a dream.
Yeah.
So, many, more. Which one do you want us to talk about?
Well, I mean, fear is a vision killer, so we can just go for fear straight away.
Let's go with fear. Okay.
Yeah.
So, here in page 36, here, there's so much in your book. It's really rich. Page 36 here, you talk about fear. Now, the first one here is fear of failure. So you wrote here, such as the fear of not being with or losing your family in order to achieve your goal, etc., etc. So how does fear of failure stop us from realizing dreams?
You know, a lot of times people don't take steps because they say, oh, what if this happened? What if that happened? And they don't take any steps. And when I see that, I just think of it and say, actually, your desire for success is less than your fear of failure. So what you need to do is be so hotly desirable for success that failure will not be one of those things, because you need to then understand a true definition of failure. Again, Henry Ford says, failure is the opportunity to begin again more intelligently. So if you have not failed, you have not learned.
You have not failed.
You have not
learned.
So it's one of those things that actually we should not see it as a stopping point, but as a leverage, as a stepping stone. And those are the things we need to keep on thinking of and say, don't be afraid of failure, dare to go for it. Yes, if you fail, in fact, one day, because I've been through a lot, I've been so near bankruptcy that I lost lots of things, lost a lot. Again, it's some of the education that you probably don't want to have, but and when you're in it, is a different thing. I mean, when bankruptcy is a word for some people, but for some of us that have lived through the likes of it, it is not a word for us. And I came to realize that one day I said, I am convinced that God purposely sends these things to us to test what kind of a person you are. Will you fall and give up, or will you rise again? I've heard, I like to refer to Obafemi Awolowo's quote, who says, I never know a man by him never falling, but how he stands when he falls.
When he falls. The second type of fear you wrote here is the fear of success. You may reach a roadblock whereby you are unable to move beyond your recent achievement. Ultimate success is a step-by-step, and you went on and on. So success, there is a fear of success
Absolutely.
as much as there is a fear of failure.
Yes. Some people look at it and say, oh gosh, I can't amount to that. I can't amount to that. In fact, as a recent case, someone came to me and said, hey, Kola, I had this dream in the middle of the night, and this is something that I saw that Makeway organization became and all of that. I said, yeah, I understand that, but it was you the dream was given to. Why can't you say it? Oh, God, it's too much for me. I said, no, it's not. If you can dare to believe it for yourself, don't think you cannot. Don't be afraid of all of these things. That will be an example.
So I've noticed something from your writing and also from this few minutes we've been talking, that you seem to argue or explain that there is a difference between, it's one thing to dream,
Yes.
and it's another thing to believe
Absolutely.
that that dream can be realized.
Absolutely.
Two different things,
Yes.
equally as important.
Absolutely. Because one can have a dream and say, oh, God, it can never happen. Once you say it can never happen, then you've packed it to one side. But once you say, oh, I believe this can happen, then the universe, as it were, begins to suggest to you ways by which it can happen.
Start having ideas, you start thinking about it, you start planning, you start...
Absolutely. And so the challenge is for you to dare to believe it. And I actually do talk about belief. Belief is something that we need to practice and understand what it means. And this is an example that I always usually give as well in terms of belief. Let's say, if, for example, you believe that you will have 50,000 naira in your pocket in the next, say, 2 weeks, and you're constantly worried about a 20,000 naira bill that is due in the next 3 weeks, then you never believed that that money will come in 2 weeks. Because the worry of the third week would have been covered if you had believed. And so belief is something that we need to understand, that we need to actively practice it. I do it. Where I have a huge goal, I say, can I dare to believe it? And then when my mind thinks, oh gosh, I'm constantly worried about this thing, and then I'm going back and saying to myself, actually, I never believed. So you dream it, you set your goals and all of those things, and you dare to believe it. And once you've believed it, then ideas begin to come along. For example, the ideas of how we make sure we get these copies of the book out in audiobook, in ebook, in everything through GetKola, etc.
Fantastic. Now, somebody might think that, hey, this is just all theory and another motivational effort, you know. Yeah, some people are skeptical, sorry,
Yeah.
pardon me. Some people are skeptical about things like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say to that?
You know, this is a story of my life, and anybody who reads Dream and Achieve will actually find some of my personal stories and my personal walk in this. And as I said, I've had my challenges. I've set goals, and I've moved nowhere near them. But that doesn't mean I've stopped setting goals. So I'm not putting something that is theoretical there. I'm testing it with my life. My 6th chapter, I talk about my dream and how it would change communities around the world. And this book was written in 2007, 2008, and it did not begin to happen only until last year in the way that I wanted it to happen. So it's taken a while, it's taken time. But I'm saying that if we stop dreaming, we will not achieve it. But if we continue and we persist, I am here to answer any skeptic and say, not only have I seen it in my life, I've seen it in other lives as well.
Other people. Does this principle apply to nations, to countries? Because I know your second book,
Yes.
you know, is focused on Nigeria.
Yes.
its title again is
The Nigerian Dream.
Nigerian Dreams. So, how does this apply? How does it apply to nationhood, to nations, to countries? Dream and achieve. The concept of dream and achieve.
I had the privilege again. I wrote the Nigerian Dream 2012 and had the privilege of General Gowon doing the foreword for me, and he actually did mention things about nationhood in there. But when I look at the application for national dream, I talk about what is called a dream center. Now, a dream center is something where you find that your dream, my dream, and everything actually, when you're walking towards your dream, is also helping me to achieve my dream. And so when we have a nation that is full of people who are working towards their dreams, it becomes a national dream. So let's give the example. So you had this dream of getting the book club going, and I have this dream of getting the book known, and it's getting known through your program. Are you achieving your dream? Yes, I'm achieving my dream. We're getting the dream center. We have people with dreams to market. We have people with dreams to do various things. When everybody comes to dreaming, then we have the national dream. One thing that I find, which I say about the importance of having dream drivers in a country, is this. Now, sadly, we have very, very, very terrible things that are happening in the country. The security issue, etc. But what we talk about most is the problems. And if anyone knows about the law of attraction, the law of attraction says, whatever you focus on is what you get. If we have an entire nation focusing on problems, sadly, we invite that to us. But if we're focused on our dreams in spite of the problems, in spite of the difficulties. I'm not saying we bury them, but where does our focus lie? I can assure you that we will achieve someday this dream center. And I've always said that we've had the sad thing of focusing on deliverance coming from the political arena. Again, I don't believe that should be the case. I believe that business people or whatever it is, they can bring things to happen through the dreams of the people of the nation.
Whoa, thank you very much, Kola. It's been a pleasure having this discussion with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And well done on Dream and Achieve. And of course, the Nigerian Dream.
Thank you.
Your other book.
Thank you. But we do have these books available, getkola.com, GETKOLA. And various things.
I'm sure our viewers will look out for that. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you read inspirational books. Some people criticize inspirational and motivational books, but I think that we should read all types of books as long as we pick them carefully. There are some inspirational books that really get you going, like Dream and Achieve. We look forward to getting your feedback through any of our social media platforms displayed on your screen. My name is Olutimehin Kasumo. Remember, one great book can change your life. Bye-bye.